Hey, good morning. It is really early. I did not sleep well. Oh gosh. Apparently, neither did my husband. We both did not sleep well. Anyway, uh, and now I'm up, uh, and awake, can't go back to sleep. And he's taking a nap. Husbands. Anyway, um, not while I'm on here. Angie Stone was laid to rest yesterday. I saw some of the video about it. I liked Angie Stone, beautiful music. I've been listening to a lot of her stuff. I listened to a lot of her stuff when she was alive, mind you, but I've been listening to a lot of her stuff since her passing. Um, what I wanted to talk about, however, is D'Angelo. Um, she and D'Angelo had a child, son, I believe. And D'Angelo did not go to her um, funeral yesterday. And apparently, a lot of people have been saying a lot of things about it. Tyler Perry, who mentioned that he paid for the funeral, which I thought was a little eh. And I really like Tyler Perry, but anyway, he's not happy. There's some other people, Music Soul Child, not happy. But here's the thing: my mother didn't go to my father's funeral either, and my parents were married. If they were both still alive now, it would be 61 years. Now, my mother didn't go to my father's funeral because she had a panic attack and she was at the emergency room with my brother's wife. So, my brother's wife also didn't go to my father's funeral, just me and my brother. They made the executive decision to not have their children go because their children were a lot, were younger, whatever. That's their decision as a parent. Me and my kids went, um, but before we get um, be so hard on D'Angelo for not showing up at Angie Stone's funeral. It just occurred to me. I even I was watching a video of another creator saying, "Hey, you don't know what their situation was. You don't know if he wanted to mourn her in private." And here's another thing: D'Angelo um, was a popular celebrity entertainer at one time, if he's not still. And what if he said, "You know what? This this was Angie's day. This was Angie's moment. I'm going to do my mourning in private, and I'm going to allow her to have her whole day." Does anybody ever think about that? Does anybody ever think that maybe he was like my mother, so panic stricken that emotionally he couldn't handle it? But, I've always said when a person's minds wander, it always wanders for the negative, never for the positive. So I'm sure nobody's mind ever wandered towards maybe he couldn't emotionally handle going to her funeral service. Or maybe he just didn't want to be in the limelight. Or maybe he wanted all of the attention to be on his late person. You know, the person with whom everyone was going to the funeral service about. So that people wouldn't be, doing more of a who's who of who's there, worried about who paid for it, than, reminiscing the time that you spent with the dearly departed. Or, God forbid, what if he just couldn't handle it, like my mother? And actually, when the morning of, my brother and I were medicating ourselves, because we were trying to get ready for the event, and my mother's caregiver called and said that she was on her way to the emergency room with having a panic attack. And I told my brother, I said, look, Daddy's death is killing Mom. And I looked at my brother and I said, you better get yourself together. I said, because we got to go to this funeral. I mean, we can't have my mother not showing up and us not showing up too. Who's going to be there? So we don't know what was going through his mind. And until you have walked a mile in somebody's shoes, you can't really say what is what. Now can you? Now, may Angie Stone rest in peace. May her family and her close friends' hearts not be quite as heavy. I know it will take some time, if for the rest of your lives, to cope with the passing of a loved one. This is what we're talking about for Women's History today. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.